I have the right to face my accuser, face the one who is bringing these allegations against me, ma'am. There is no jurisdiction without an injured party, for the record. So I would like to face the injured party, for the record. I object to that, ma'am. You cannot proceed without jurisdiction being provided on the record. And you being my trustee, for the record, ma'am, you have to dismiss this case as I demand, for the record. I demand a dismissal for lack of jurisdiction, for the record.
All right, folks. Today we're dealing with one of the most frustrating sovereign citizens I've ever featured on this channel. We just posted this guy yesterday, and his showdown with Judge Oakley turned into an all-out verbal battle. This man flat out refuses to answer simple questions and comes across as both incredibly arrogant and painfully clueless. Seriously, watch this and tell me, is he just pretending to be this dense? Or are we really witnessing one of the dumbest sovereign citizens to ever step into a courtroom? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Now let's get into it. This might just be the dumbest sovereign citizen on the planet.
And Mr. Michaud, your name for the record, sir.
I am the beneficiary of the Frank Anthony Michaud Jr. estate, making a special appearance, not general. I appoint you as my trustee, for the record.
And Mr. Michaud, were you able to hear Mr. Sullivan indicate that he is standing by as shadow counsel?
I heard him.
Okay. This case is scheduled this morning for PCC. How are we proceeding?
I'm here challenging the jurisdiction, for the record, ma'am.
Judge, the people are prepared to set a preliminary exam in regards to this matter.
Mr. Michaud, you're able to raise that at the exam date, the allegations that these events occurred at Detroit Metro Airport, which is located in the city of Romulus. Are you ready to have the exam scheduled, sir?
I'm not here to
Mr.
have
Michaud?
an exam. Still trying to wonder why we moving forward with even having an exam, especially after not having, by the due process, even having a probable cause hearing.
It's not a problem. It's probable cause conference, sir, at which time the parties will indicate if they're ready to proceed to exam, if there's a plea or a waiver or some other resolution. So at this time, the assisting prosecuting attorney has requested that an exam be set. Are you prepared to have the exam scheduled?
No, as me here challenging the jurisdiction, for the record, I want to put on the record that once the jurisdiction is challenged, the court cannot proceed when it clearly appears that the court lacks jurisdiction. The court has no authority to reach matters, but rather should dismiss the action. That's Mello versus US, for the record.
And sir, what is it that you find, what is your allegation regarding the jurisdiction?
Well, what is the jurisdiction that the court is operating up under, ma'am? The Sixth Amendment.
The court has already,
Mr.
Michaud, the court has already indicated that the allegation is that this event occurred at Detroit Metro Airport, which is located in the city of Romulus. Are you indicating that this event that brings us here to court did not occur in the city of Romulus?
Well, I would like to know what jurisdiction is this court operating up under, so that I can properly defend myself and represent myself, for the record. So the Sixth Amendment grant me the right to know the nature and causes of these actions. So I would like to know, what jurisdiction are you operating up under?
Yeah, Judge, maybe for the 100th time. Spell it out for this guy, let him know exactly what jurisdiction he's under. Maybe drop a hint. Like, I don't know, the fact that he's currently sitting in county jail, which is very much under the state's jurisdiction. It's honestly wild how he still doesn't get it. After that heated exchange with Judge Oakley, I thought maybe, just maybe, he'd come back a little more level-headed. But no, he's right back at it, proudly waving the flag of ignorance. It's like he skipped every law class ever and went straight to reading a handbook titled How to Be Completely Unreasonable. You'd think getting slapped with 30 days for contempt would be a wake-up call, but clearly it wasn't. So what do you guys think? Does he need more time behind bars? What will it take for this guy to finally get a clue? Let me know in the comments, and let's dive right back in.
Sir, what the file indicates is that there's an offense dated February 23rd, 2021, and again, that the case happened at Detroit Metro Airport, which is located in the city of Romulus. That is a jurisdiction within this court's parameters. So that being the case, would you like to have an exam scheduled?
No, I would like to have, under what jurisdiction are you proceeding with for it so I can properly defend myself?
I've said it three times already, Mr. Michaud. If you have indications or information that the event as alleged did not occur in the city of Romulus, I'll hear it at the exam date.
That's not a jurisdiction. The jurisdiction has to either be one or two. Is this common law or admiralty jurisdiction, or is, for the record, you gave me a location,
Mr. Michaud,
a jurisdiction.
Mr. Michaud, respectfully, what we'll do this morning is either schedule an exam, adjourn the PCC, or waive the exam. One of those three things.
Well, the law requires proof of jurisdiction to appear on the record of the administrative agency in all administrative proceedings. That's Higgins versus Levine. So I still would like to know under what jurisdiction so that I can properly defend myself, not the location. I need to know what jurisdiction is this court operating up under.
Mr. Michaud,
it wouldn't be a violation of your oath to office to tell me.
Mr. Michaud, for probable cause conference, and I'm sure that you've heard this before, we're doing one of a few things. We are scheduling the exam, we are adjourning the PCC, or we're waiving the exam. How are we proceeding?
We can't proceed until jurisdiction is proven on a record so that I can fully have an understanding of what's going on. I still don't understand what is going on without the jurisdiction being proven on the record.
What don't you understand, sir?
I don't understand what jurisdiction are you operating up under. I have the right to know. And are you denying me my right to know what jurisdiction are you operating up under? Because it is your constitutional oath to let me know what jurisdiction it is that you are operating up under. And you still have not yet given me my right.
This is the 34th District Court, Mr. Michaud.
That's not a jurisdiction. That's not a constitutional jurisdiction, ma'am. Is this common law or admiralty? Is this criminal or civil?
It's a criminal case, sir.
Okay, if this
is a criminal case where it's alleged that you were a felon in possession of a firearm and that you carried a concealed weapon, that's count 2, and then count 3, felony firearm. Those are the allegations. I've given you the 3 counts in this matter. I've given you the date of the offense, and I've given you the location of the offense. We can do one of 3 things this morning, sir. We can adjourn the PCC, we can schedule the exam, or you may waive the exam. Which would you like to do this morning?
I want to have my rights given to me, and my right is to have the jurisdiction of the court. That's just for the record.
Is it just me, or does this guy have the most punchable attitude on the planet? His only lines are, for the record, my rights, blah blah blah, like we haven't heard that 1,000 times before. He's basically a walking, talking, broken record. It's so obvious he's just trying to drag this out and stall for time, hoping his case magically disappears. I mean, the guy's staring down prison time. Of course he's scared. But come on, man, repeating the same nonsense over and over again, that's not a strategy. That's desperation. Does he really not know what jurisdiction he's under, or is he just playing dumb? Personally, I think it's a mix of both. He's clueless, and he's stalling. Not exactly a winning combo. Luckily, for him, Judge Martin is way more patient than most. Honestly, huge props to her for staying calm, because if it were me, I'd have already hit this dude with another contempt charge. Anyway, let's dive back in and see how far this circus act takes him.
I've already indicated to you, sir, what the court is.
Is this common law or admiralty? That's the only jurisdictions that we can, that I know of. You still haven't acknowledged neither one, and I still don't understand what's going on. Until you acknowledge one or the other, we still haven't got jurisdiction on the record.
Mr. Michaud, do you intend to represent yourself in this matter going forward?
I would like to know jurisdiction so I can properly proceed to present myself properly. I can't properly present myself or defend myself without knowing what jurisdiction that you're operating upon. And you said it was criminal, so if it's criminal, and for a crime to exist, there must be an injured party, a corpus delicti. There can be no sanction imposed or penalty imposed on one because of this constitutional right. So if this is a criminal, where is the injured party? Who have I injured? I have the right to face my accuser, face the one who is bringing these allegations against me, ma'am.
Mr. Michaud, if you wish to be able to defend yourself and hear witnesses against you, the court is happy to schedule the exam. Is that what you're asking this morning?
No, as I appointed you as my trustee, I demand that you dismiss these actions for no corpus electi, no proper jurisdiction, for no proper crime, injured party.
Mr. Muhammad, your response to Mr. Michaud's request that this case be dismissed.
Judge, the people's position is we would object to dismissing this case on the basis of lack of jurisdiction. As you mentioned earlier, this crime did occur in the county of Wayne, and thus we do have jurisdiction.
There is no jurisdiction without an injured party, for the record. So I would like to face the injured party, for the record.
And Judge, my response is, then we should Then I believe we should set this for a preliminary exam.
I object to that, ma'am. You cannot proceed without jurisdiction being provided on the record. And you being my trustee, for the record, ma'am, you have to dismiss this case as I demand, for the record.
Your request to have this matter dismissed is denied. Mr. Michaud, my question will remain the same. Would you wish the court to schedule an exam? Do you wish to waive that exam and have your case bound over to Third Circuit Court, Frank Murphy Hall of Justice? Or do you wish to adjourn the PCC? Those are your options this morning, sir. They're going to stay the same.
I would like for jurisdiction to be provided, for the record, and that if not, I demand dismissal, for the record.
This case will not be dismissed, sir. Would you like the exam scheduled? Would you like to waive the exam, or would you like to adjourn the PCC?
Again, jurisdiction, for the record. You cannot proceed without, when once jurisdiction is challenged, again, the court cannot proceed when it clearly appears that the court lacks jurisdiction. The court has no authority to reach matters, but rather should dismiss the action. That is Mello versus US.
I really wish Judge Martin had a bit more of Judge Oakley's fire, because honestly, she's being way too soft right now. She's explained the same thing to this guy like 10 times, and it's just getting ridiculous. At some point, you either throw him back in contempt or shut it down, because right now, it feels like she's giving him a free pass and he's running with it. He's not confused, he's playing her. You can literally see it. And the wild part, it almost feels like he's winning. I get that she's trying to be patient and fair, but there's a limit to that. If this were Judge Oakley, this guy would have been escorted out with consequences about 15 minutes ago. The law is crystal clear, he's just ignoring it. And to be honest, I wish Judge Martin would channel some of that classic Oakley no-nonsense. Take no crap energy. She'd have this clown straightened out real quick. But what do you guys think? Is she being too lenient, or is she just doing her best to stay fair? Let me know your take in the comments. Now let's dive back in and see how much further this mess goes.
Mr. Michaud, this is the last time that I will say this. I've indicated to you that this court is the 34th District Court, that this case is criminal in nature, and the allegations that it occurred at Detroit Metro Airport, which is located in the city of Romulus. If there's something you wish to present, you may do so at the exam. You may present your motions at the exam date. So do you want an exam? Would you like the case to be waived? Or would you like to adjourn the PCC to confer with Mr. Sullivan?
No, I would like for this case to just be dismissed, because the lack of providing proper jurisdiction, which make it seem like there's some secret jurisdiction being held against me without me knowing, and I don't consent to any jurisdiction that you have presented. I reserve all my rights, for the record.
Understood. And that being the case, Mr. Sullivan, is there anything you'd like to add, sir?
Judge, I don't know what to say. I'm not sure that I still have authority to represent Mr. Michaud. I will say that Mr. Michaud has made his arguments, a couple times, and I think that the arguments have been, or the motions have been denied. And I've explained to him that those motions, his arguments, are preserved on the record, and that he maintains the ability to appeal any denial of his motion to dismiss. He would be able to appeal that first at the circuit court level and then up to the Court of Appeals. So I've done my best to advise him of his rights to continue making that argument. I will also, I think the court may already be aware that Mr. Michaud is not in custody on this case. He's in custody on a contempt of court that Judge Oakley sentenced him to back at the end of January. So I don't know that there is, unlike clients that are in custody, a reason to expedite the setting of the preliminary exam. So I really, I want to defer to Mr. Michaud's stated interests, what it is that he wants to do with this case. I've given him advice, and I don't know what I can do beyond that. Again, I don't want to create any conflict in my representation.
And Mr. Sullivan, the court wasn't asking you to. The court has heard Mr. Michaud's arguments. The record has been made. Your statements have been preserved, Mr. Michaud. And at this time, the court can do one of two things. We can schedule you for an exam next week. We have space available next Wednesday, the 28th. We can adjourn this matter for another PCC next Wednesday morning at 8:30, or you may waive your exam. Your response is one of those three things, please, sir.
Well, my response, I want to ask you a question. Are you honoring your oath to the Constitution today?
Yes, sir.
Okay, and I accept your oath, and upon you honor your oath.
Then Mr. Michaud, no. I've answered your question. I've now given you your options multiple times. The court has other cases. Are we scheduling an exam for next Wednesday? Are you waiving your right to have the exam? Or would you like another PCC next Wednesday morning at 8:30 so you have time to consider your options and how you will proceed in this case?
I demand a dismissal for lack of jurisdiction for the record.
At this point, I genuinely think this guy wants to stay in jail, like he seems more comfortable there than anywhere else. Maybe he's just gotten used to it. Who knows? Maybe he's got a jail buddy he just can't part ways with. I'm just saying it's starting to feel like he's doing everything he can to rack up more time. And honestly, I've lost count of how many times Judge Martin has asked him the same exact question, only for him to completely ignore it. It's like he's testing her patience on purpose. If anyone in the comments has the time to count how many times she repeated herself, drop that number below. It's probably some kind of courtroom record at this point. Anyway, let's jump back in and see if this guy finally gets hit with another contempt charge, or if they just set the preliminary exam and let him stall some more. Let's dive back in.
Your request is denied, sir. The record's preserved. If you wish to appeal that decision, you may do so in writing properly filed. Again, exam, waiver, or adjourn PCC.
Dismissal for the record. I demand that you dismiss this you cannot move. Once jurisdiction is challenged, the court cannot proceed for the record, ma'am.
And Judge, for the record, the people would like to request a preliminary exam. There will be no plea offer. We did already have a probable cause conference in this case, so we are prepared to move forward, Judge, just for the record.
Marianne, is there space next Wednesday afternoon?
Yes, Judge, at 2:30.
I object. Court cannot proceed without jurisdiction for the record. Jurisdiction has not been provided for the record, so that I may.
Mr. Michaud, the court has responded and provided the appropriate information to you. The exam will be scheduled for next Wednesday, February 28, 2024, at 2:30 p.m. in person here in courtroom number 1. If there is a motion that you want the court to consider, the court will take it up as a preliminary part of the exam.
I object.
Anything else, Mr. Mohammed?
Nothing from the people, Judge. Thank you.
Anything else, Mr. Michaud?
I demand for a dismissal for the record. The court cannot proceed without jurisdiction being provided for the record, and yet you still continue.
Your oral motion having been heard and denied. Anything else?
Why are you denying to put the jurisdiction on the record? Why? I just want to know why. Why are you denying?
I've done that, Mr. Michaud. I've done that. I've asked you multiple times how you would like to proceed with this conference. You refuse to answer the court's question regarding how we're proceeding. The prosecution has requested an exam. The court has scheduled an exam. If there are things that you wish to take up preliminary next Wednesday, We will take it up before the
No,
exam
it's not.
starts.
I'm not prepared. Do not wish to have a preliminary without me knowing how to defend myself under which jurisdiction. So it's still a violation of my rights, my due process. You're moving forward without telling me which jurisdiction so that I can properly defend myself and represent. Is civil and criminal procedures have different jurisdictions, and I need to know which one are you operating up under now. How could you?
You do, Mr. Michaud. The court's answered the question multiple times, and the court deems this matter concluded. I will see you next Wednesday afternoon.
Poor guy didn't even get hit with another contempt charge. Guess he'll have to find another excuse to stay comfy in jail. But seriously, I genuinely cannot stand this dude. Not gonna lie, he's hands down one of the most obnoxious sovereign citizens I've ever had to cover on this channel. He has zero respect for the law, refuses to answer basic questions, and keeps dragging things out like he's trying to make some grand statement that literally no one cares about. It's like he thinks he's unlocked some secret legal code the rest of us are too uninformed to get, but in reality, he's just wasting the court's time and making himself look like a complete clown. If you haven't seen the video I posted yesterday with him and Judge Oakley, do not miss that one. The way Oakley handles him, absolutely priceless. Now, I'm not saying every sovereign citizen is this bad, but this guy, he definitely takes the cake. It's like he lives in some fantasy world where the law doesn't apply to him, and we're just here watching a real-life courtroom soap opera unfold. At a certain point, you just want to scream, dude, just answer the question. But nope, he's doing everything he can to make his life harder for absolutely no reason. I know I'm not the only one shaking my head at this nonsense. Anyway, let me know what you think about this whole mess in the comments. Do you want to see the follow-up to this disaster? And how dumb do you think this guy really is? Is he putting on an act, or is he truly in a league of his own? Also, sound off in the comments. What do you think of my jail boyfriend theory? I mean, you gotta admit, something's keeping him comfy in there. Appreciate you all for watching. Thank you so much, and take care till next time.